What is going on, guys? Welcome to your 77th Java tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be learning about something called adapter classes. Now, in the last tutorial, when we implemented from the interface like mouse listener and mouse motion listener, we had to implement 7 different methods, and those are kind of time consuming, and sometimes you don't always want your program to detect all of those different methods. Sometimes you only want your program to be able to tell when a user clicks something instead of drag, release, move. You only need one of those. So what Java did is, in order to kind of save you some time, they made something called an adapter class. And what an adapter class does is it already implements an interface, and it overrides it with a method body that is pretty much a blank body, or pretty much a body that does nothing. And you're saying, alright, what's the point of that? Well, in that way, when you inherit from an adapter class, you only have to override the methods that you need. So it's pretty cool in the sense that you don't have to override all of those 7 time-consuming methods like we did before. You only have to override the ones that you're going to use, and the rest, whenever you do them, they just don't do anything at all, just like we wanted them to. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to make 2 variables for our program. Again, get all your imports right here. And the first thing, they're both going to be private variables. I'm going to put string in details. And what this program is going to do is it's pretty much just going to say how many times, well, you'll see what it does. But pretty much this details is going to tell what's going to be displayed in the status bar. So that's all you need to know for now. Private J label, and just put status bar or whatever you named it last time. And now we got 2 private variables. The status bar and the details is pretty much going to be the text that's going to appear in your status bar. So now we can go ahead and build our constructor, which is public GUI. It's not going to take any parameters, and for the body, let's go ahead and add a title, super title, since you should always have a title. Get that out of there. We'll name it Toodle. I mean, why not? Might as well. Next, we can go ahead and build our status bar, which is the only thing we're really going to want to appear in the window. So, wow, I really messed that up. Status bar, and set equal to new J label, and just have the text by default. Just put this is default. It's just going to be the first thing that appears. After we start doing this stuff, this is going to disappear. But now let's go ahead and add this to the window. We'll put add status bar, and of course go ahead and put like border layout dot south. And now, there we go. It'll appear at the bottom of the screen if you put south. We'll be going over that later. And now we need to add, of course, the mouse listener. Just like that, add mouse listener. And the parameter it takes here is an object of the class we're going to build. And we're going to be building a new class called new mouse class. And don't forget your empty parameters for that. So make sure we didn't mess. Oh, I know we're getting an error because we didn't build the class yet. So let's go ahead and create a class called mouse class. And what this mouse class is, well, let's just go ahead and private class mouse class extends. So we need to build a mouse class because that's what the parameter it took. In our class, we're going to pretty much define how to handle these mouse events, and we want it to extend mouse adapter. In this adapter class that we're extending from, this is the class that's built into Java already, so this can be custom whatever you named, but this has to mean mouse adapter. You have to type it just like that. And again, this adapter class is going to allow you to overwrite only the methods that you need to overwrite. So let's go ahead and first, the only thing we're going to want to be working with is public void mouse clicked. That's the only thing we care about when they click. We don't care when they drag or anything else like that. So put mouse event. Oh my god, can I not type? I mean, seriously. Mouse event, and let's go ahead and type what do we want to happen when they click the mouse. Well, let's go ahead and take those details right up here that we're going to have and put details, set it equal to string dot format, And let's go ahead and put something that takes 2 arguments. Put you clicked %d. So it's going to say you clicked %d, and for %d, what we want to do is take that event, which is pretty much means when we click, and put get click count, just like that. Bam, already filled it in for us. So it's going to say you clicked 5, 6, 18, whatever. Doesn't fill in the end yet. So now we're going to have to make an if statement, and we're going to have 3 parameters to finish this detail variable. So if event, and here's another kind of confusing thing, dot is meta down, and if you're saying, alright, what the heck is meta down and what's it mean? Well, whenever you're building a Java program, you don't really know what kind of mouse the user is using. There's 3 kind of main mouses. There's a 1-button mouse like on the Mac, a 2-button which is like old classic, or a 3-button mouse, and the 3rd button is that scroll wheel. So in order to distinguish the types of buttons that they have, you just can't assume that all your users are using the same one. So if you ever use the Mac, then how they make up for this the right mouse button is they have something called meta, which is called the command or Apple key, that they can hold down, and when they click the mouse it simulates the right mouse button, or they can hold the Alt key, and when they click the Alt key and click their mouse it simulates the Alt is the center mouse button. So that is how you can tell. For now, when we click the right mouse button it's going to work perfectly, but this pretty much is just for people who use special like 1-button or 2-button mouses. If you have a 3-button mouse, then this is pretty much what it does. So if meta button is down, or is meta down, take your details, and I know I'm probably just going to explain it a lot easier just by showing you what the program is, but add to the end of that details variable, so you clicked 5, we'll say for example, and then go ahead and what do we want to append? Alright, there we go. With right mouse button. So if meta is down, which is mean if they click the right mouse button or if they hold down that meta key, it's going to say with the right mouse button. Else if what else do we want to test? Event is alt down, just like that. Let's go ahead and first put that back, and details plus equals with center mouse button. And the cool thing about this, else by default you don't have to test anything because you know it's just a regular click. Down with left mouse button. So that's how you distinguish between the right, the center, and the left mouse button for different types of mice. And I spelled details wrong, and now I spelled it right. So that's all we have to do. So now we have a variable called details, and it's a string. It starts with you clicked and it says a number, and says with the right mouse button, either, why did I put either? Why didn't I just put with? Embarrassing. And then I pretty much, this is the beginning and one of these is the end of the string, and now all we have to do is add this to the screen. So put status bar set text, and for the text we're just going to write that details variable. So the status bar is going to set equal to the details variable, and now we can go ahead and run it, and I can show you guys what it does. So it says this is default, which you put that by default, and I'm going to go ahead and click my left mouse button now. Look, click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if you move it and click your center, look what happens. Center, center, clicking with my center, or in other words my scroll wheel, and then go ahead and click with your right. And if you go ahead and move this, then it's actually a new event. So if you want to make your things go up, you got to stay in the same place. If you're moving it, then it actually is a move event, so that's why it resets. But that's your basics of how to distinguish between the right, the center, and left, and also how to use a mouse adapter class to only overwrite the methods that you want. Again, we only overwrote one method, and we didn't have to overwrite all 7 for our program to work, so that's the power of a mouse adapter class. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.